With all the hype centered around the new AI models that are being released by the top 5 biggest AI companies, there was one massive update by the Google AI team that I've been waiting for quite a while. That is the ability for our AI agents to understand any video that we give it, and it can understand it completely. That means in n8n, we can now create workflows that start with the video input, and the agent can understand the entire video in depth, which unlocks an insane amount of creative AI agent workflows that have 10x'd my content production output for my AI agency. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the 5 powerful AI agents that I have built with Google's new Video Analyze n8n node. Now guys, this is probably the most powerful AI agent tutorial that I have ever made on this channel, because as confusing as this looks on the n8n backend, when we deliver it to clients, it literally just looks like this, where the user submits a YouTube URL and it outputs exactly what we were looking for. So my promise to you guys is by the end of this video, you're not just gonna understand why the Google Analyze tool is so powerful, but you're also gonna have the agents in your hands ready to go and launch and actually show them to clients to generate your first sales as an AI agency. If you're new here, my name's Kev. I founded my AI startup CreatorOS, which helps automate content production across social media for any business that runs on the internet. We produce thousands of videos across our AI operating system network using AI automations like the ones you're gonna see in this video. And in this way, we are replacing the 1 trillion social media marketing agency industry, because this is creating an output that the traditional marketing agencies literally cannot keep up with. I also founded Kev's No Code Academy, my education arm where I put all of my AI agents, blueprints, and tutorials in one simple place that you guys can learn how to make money with AI and launch your AI agencies, even if you are a brand new beginner to the space. So before we get into this full tutorial, guys, I work really hard on this, so do me a huge favor, hit this video with a like. I literally have no social life, so you liking this video is a great feeling for me and it helps the channel. But without further ado, let's dive right into this full breakdown. So to give you guys some context about this AI video analyze tool, it's actually been around for quite a while, but it was never good enough for us to add it in any of our workflows because it just never was able to produce or analyze videos in the way that we wanted it to. But with the Gemini 3 Pro release, this absolutely changes everything. And so before we get into n8n, I just want to show you guys how this could work. So let's just say I had a client that I was producing content for, and this client was in the business education niche, and we found a viral video from one of their competitors. Well, I can just go and grab that video and I can pop it into the Gemini chat and I can say, please give me the script. And it would just go ahead and break down the entire script to the point of accuracy that is actually kind of shocking. The reason why this is even possible is that Google literally owns YouTube. And so what the mainstream was seeing was that the Google AI team was using YouTube to train their VO3 video model, but they were also using it to train the video analysis model. And here we could see in this output, for example, it didn't just give us the script, it gave us chapters and a full breakdown. And on top of the breakdown here, we can then go into the prompting section and ask continuous questions about this video. We can ask about the way that this person wrote up their hooks, wrote up their captions, wrote up the script, why it was engaging, and it can go much further than that because what I just showed you is a short form video. So here's a Joe Rogan podcast, right? It's 2.5 hours in length. And so let's say I wanted to learn something in here and I didn't want to actually watch the entire video. I could just pop this in and I can say, please tell me the most important chapters in this video. And it'll go ahead and it'll just break that down step by step. And so the speed of education, the speed of learning is also changing because of this. And that is just through the Gemini chat model. But when you bring this AI video analysis tool into a platform like n8n, the possibilities go even more wild. And so here on the right-hand side, we can see like the full podcast was actually broken down. And so like, let's say that I wanted to find out more about the Wayne Rich story. So I would just copy this in and I'd be like, tell me more about the part of the video. And it would literally just go to that section of the video that we just put in, even though it's a 2.5 hour podcast, and it's going to break down that specific section of the podcast that I wanted to learn about in depth. Here we go, the full breakdown of the Wayne Ritchie story. Background: Wayne Ritchie was a deputy U.S. Marshal and a former guard at Alcatraz living in San Francisco. He attended a Christmas party in 1957, specifically the U.S. Post Office building where he worked. George White, a federal narcotics agent and CIA operative running MK MK Ultra experiments, blah, 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 blah. So that is just the examples in the Gemini chat model that you guys can go and play around with right now. That's free for everybody to use. But when you bring this into n8n, the possibilities actually go nuts. And so for the rest of this tutorial, guys, I'm going to break down the 5 AI agents that I have built and mapped in to a front end on my operating system right here, so that when we deliver it to our clients, all they have to do is pop in the URL of the videos that they want, and they're going to get the output that they're looking for. So before we get into n8n, I'm going to open up the operating system, and I'm just going to explain each one of these workflows. So the first one literally grabs a YouTube video and it turns it into a brand new script in my voice, and then it sends it to my video clone, and then it outputs that video with my clone. And so right here, this blue section, I have an example of this. We grabbed one of our AI competitors, Nate's videos, and then it literally outputted my clone using the brand new script. And it also mapped out the script so I can use this in my post captions. And so literally I don't have to do anything. I could just download this video, take it to social media, and upload it. Now the next one is a URL to short form script. So let's say that I just wanted the baseline script to take inspiration from instead of sending it to my video clone. Well, once again, I'm just going to pop in that YouTube URL, and I'm going to go and find the purple section, and I'm going to find that I have a brand new script that I can use as inspiration, and I can start iterating on top of. If I had to rewrite this script from scratch, that would have taken me somewhere from 20 to 30 minutes. But using this as the starting ground is a massive game changer, because this only takes a couple of seconds. Now the third one is just like the purple one here with the short form, but that is a long form video script, right? So if we scroll down, after I pumped in that video, it's the same video, but it actually gave me a 5,000 character script. And so if I were to read all of this script out, it would take something like 10 to 15 minutes. And the crazy thing is, guys, it's the exact same video that I popped into the short form script. Now, one that I'm super excited about, guys, is the YouTube URL to LinkedIn/Twitter posts. If you guys have ever seen like these really catchy or viral like Twitter posts that explain AI agents or explain AI news, that takes a lot of time to write out. It takes a lot of copywriting skill as well. And so this changes the game for us. And I have an example right here where I popped in one of my own YouTube videos, and it gave me a viral Twitter post that I can then use and post onto socials, which I'm already doing. And this is converting quite well. And again, this is saving me a ton of time because I already have the video created. I already have the resources to give away, but writing out this post would have wasted a lot of time if I didn't have a workflow like this. And the last one, I just can't even believe is real, right? So it's a YouTube URL to a long form HeyGen video. So we go and find the green section of the outputs. I grabbed this video from one of my other AI competitors, and it outputted a 3.5 minute video in length. And as you guys can see, the quality of the video is in 1080p. And so the video quality is insane, the speed at delivery is insane, and in this way, we are scaling the unscalable. And this is how I'm disrupting the entire social media marketing agency industry, and this is how you guys can do the same. And so now we're gonna go step by step and show you exactly how each one of these agents actually work. This is why I'm building AI operating systems. This is why I believe that it's gonna hit the mainstream, because for us to map 5 AI agents into one page is something that you can't do in any other way. If this was a Telegram agent, if this was a WhatsApp agent, it wouldn't work in the same way, because you would have to send a message to each Telegram bot separately. Whereas in this case, I could literally pop in the same YouTube URL to each one of these workflows and get a different output. The first one that we are going to work on together is the script to new short form video to HeyGen with captions for the uploaded content. Now, if you guys don't have HeyGen, you would have to go and make your own video clone. But once you have your video clone set up, then you're just going to follow this step by step. So we're going to go into n8n and we're going to open up a brand new instance. And I'm just going to rename this Gemini to short form video. Now, the first step in this node is always going to be the webhook node. And the reason why is because the webhook is how we can allow our SaaS or our project to actually send that information to our n8n agents. So I'm just going to select this webhook node here, and we're going to switch it from a get method to a post method. So the next step from here would actually be to add the Google Vision node. So I'm just going to go in the top right hand corner. I'm going to type in Google Gemini. And we can see all of the different abilities that this Google Gemini agent has. And so we're going to look at the video actions, and we're going to click on the analyze video. Now, the other beautiful thing about the Google Gemini Studio is that it comes with $300 worth of free credits. So you guys can go there, sign up, and you guys will have tons and tons of credits to actually build out your agents, get your clients, become profitable, and then you can start paying for the pro plan. So once you are set up, you want to find the resource section. You want to switch that to video. You want to find the operations section. You want to switch that to analyze video. And we want to select the Gemini 3 model. So I'm just going to type in 3 Pro, and we're going to grab the Gemini 3 Pro preview. And so now the text input is actually very important, because this is how we want to design the actual script that we are going to rewrite. And a simple example here, guys, is to have the script be rewritten in like Alex Hormozi's tone, or some like big business mogul that you are that is in your niche. And so like for me, for example, I'm actually going to be rewriting these scripts in my own tone, because I can train this model on the scripts that I've already uploaded onto YouTube. But if you haven't created any content yet, or if you're creating content on behalf of your clients, then all you would have to do is find your clients' competitors and write down what their writing style is and feed it to this input section. So I'm going to switch it to an expression. I'm going to pump in what I use as this text input. So the prompt here says, you are a professional content marketing copywriter. Your goal is to analyze and rewrite the provided video into a 60-second video script in the tone of business influencer Alex Hormozi. And then I told it that around 1 minute of talking takes about 180 words, which is the equivalent of 1 minute of talking on average. So I told the agent to aim for this script to be around 180 words. And then I broke down Alex Hormozi's exact writing style. Hormozi's writing style has a hook structure in the first 3 to 5 seconds, and then it goes into the value ladder, it goes into the bridge framework, and all that fun stuff. And we want the agent to also use very punchy sentences, use very emotion-grabbing sentences that catch the user's eye, and that is exactly how Alex Hormozi writes his content. And so after this is pumped in, the closing paragraph here always explains that we want the output to only have the script. And so here I said, your output should only be the script and nothing else, because sometimes the agent will write this output in Markdown, or it'll have some syntax, or it'll have some things that will break the automation if it's not just the raw words. And so I made sure that it does that. Cool. So now that that's set up, we can click out and we can connect the nodes together. Now, all you guys would have to do is use any vibe coding platform to build a front end that can accept a URL. I basically just said, I want you to send this YouTube URL to the webhook. And the way that you do that is by going into the automation that you're working on, opening up the webhook node, and grabbing this test URL. You also want to make sure that the HTTP method is set to post. Once you do that, you can just copy in that URL, head over to your coding agent, and feed it in. And so if I was doing this from scratch, I would just pop the webhook URL in the bottom left-hand corner here, and I would say, I want you to build out the form that'll submit the video URL to this webhook. After you guys do that, you're ready to start testing the flow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find a YouTube video, and here we have a simple video of me talking about a system prompt that was leaked from Cursor, Replit, Bolt, and all the big AI companies. And I'm just going to copy out that URL, and I'm gonna head back to our n8n workflow, and I'm going to start executing the workflow, and it's going to wait for that URL to be sent in. And so back in our front end of our application, I'm just going to pop in that URL and click submit. Cool. So it says submitted to the HeyGen video pipeline. So if we go look at the pipeline, we can see that the webhook has now received that video, and it's going to go ahead and analyze the video and rewrite the script, which is a 60-second script, which we will then give to our HeyGen clone to actually turn that script into a clone. All right, there we go. So now we want to just open up that node, see what we have in here, and we can see, stop buying prompt engineering courses. They are scamming you. The secret instruction manuals for the world's biggest AI tools just got leaked. I'm talking about the exact system prompts running Cursor, Perplexity, and Manus, blah, 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 blah. So it literally grabbed the concept of this video and rewrote the script in Hormozi's tone. Now I'm just going to pop in the next 3 nodes, which are the HeyGen workflows. And again, for you guys to set up your HeyGen workflow, all you have to do is make your HeyGen clone, and then you're going to be able to follow along for the rest of this automation. And so we open up this automation. What is it actually doing? It's generating a video with the clone that I've generated, and I've passed some specific parameters. So the avatar style is going to be normal. It's using my avatar ID, and we're mapping in the input text that came from the analyze video script section. And from there, we also set the dimensions of the video to be in 1080p horizontally. And so all of this looks good. And again, this is all wired up for you guys in advance. And so if you guys had your avatars already set up in HeyGen, all you would have to do is just change out my avatar ID with your avatar ID and you're good to go. So now that we have the first two steps working, we can pin both of those up and we can click execute workflow. And so now the HeyGen clone has taken that video, passed it to the API. It's going to take about 5 minutes for the video to be produced, and then we can see what happens in the success node in a couple of minutes. Now, while that's happening, guys, we just need to add one more node for this first workflow to be completed, and that node is going to be your database node. And so we're just going to type in Postgres. We want to find this little blue elephant here, and we want to select insert rows into a table. Now, if you guys want to learn how to connect your AI agent to your database, just watch my AI operating systems masterclass, but it's very, very straightforward. And once you make that connection, the only next step that you have to do is build a table in the database that is ready to receive this data. And so if I go back to the operating system and we go into the database and we open it up, we could see that we have the Gemini video agent table that is ready to receive this information. So right here, the Gemini video agent has a schema table that is ready to receive all of these different videos. And so I've already been doing that, and all I needed was a original video URL and the raw HeyGen URL to then be submitted back into the table. And so now that I have that already set up, we can go back into our agent workflow. I can open this up. I can go choose from list, and I'm just literally going to go and find that Gemini video agent, which is right here. And now when the video is done, I'm going to be able to map it in. And so now what we're going to do is just wait. I'm going to click save and we'll give it a couple of seconds. All right, cool. So the workflow finished up and we got that HeyGen video back. So we want to open this up and we want to just verify that the video is actually done and it's done and it's like in the way that we wanted it to be. So I'm going to grab the video URL in the output here, and I'm just going to copy this. And we're going to open this up in another tab. And I just want to review what we have just in case. So here we can see we have a 54-second video, and I'm just going to play it for a sec.
Stop buying prompt engineering courses. They are scamming you. The secret instruction manuals for the world's biggest AI tools just got leaked. I'm talking about the exact system prompts running Cursor, Perplexity, and Manus.
Okay, so that's absolutely perfect, right? And so now that we know that the workflow is set up, we just need to pass all of this information to the database in our AI operating system. So I'm just going to pin up the nodes that were successfully ran, and I'm going to open up the database node, and we just have to map in the correct values. So the first value that we're looking for is the original video URL. And so if we scroll down to the bottom left-hand side of the inputs and we find the webhook, we can go and find that original YouTube URL, and we're going to just drag that in. Now, the next step that we have to add is the HeyGen video URL section. And so that is in the most recent step, which is the HeyGen check video. I'm going to go grab that video URL and we're going to drag that in as well. And now we can click execute step. And so there we go. That row has now been stored in the database. And so if I click out, I click save, and we go back to our workflow and we refresh this database table, we can now see this new video that has been submitted. And in that way, guys, we know that this first Gemini system is completely finished. And so we could test it from the beginning and stuff like that. But in my opinion, that is the most difficult one out of these 5, right? So all I want to do now is just explain the difference between the system prompts of all 5 of these. So the next one that I want to talk about is the YouTube URL to short form script. Now this one doesn't use HeyGen. It only uses 3 nodes. So let's go into that and let me just explain it. So this one can take any script. It could even be a podcast. It could be another short form video. It could be one of my own short form videos. But what it's going to do is it's going to rewrite it in my own tone. And so in that way, guys, we can then break down the script in detail after we get it back. And this is going to literally save you so much time. And the most powerful AI agencies, what they're doing is they're scaling the unscalable, because this is something that would have taken a traditional marketing agency a lot of time, because they had to do the manual research of the competitors. They would have had to manually write up the copywriting. They would have had to manually make the video and manually upload it. And our workflows automate every single one of those steps. If we open up this prompt here, I'm just again breaking down the hook structure. So if we open up the expression and we go down to the hook structure, I'm basically explaining what it needs to do, right? So it needs to have a pattern interrupt. It needs to give a bold contrarian statement with a shocking claim, and then we need to give some value. So we're going to tell the user exactly what they're going to get from the video that they're about to watch, and a pain point that creates urgency and gives them a reason to actually watch the video and learn the thing that we're explaining. And then we gave the agent a couple of examples. So like, everyone tells you AI agents are going to sell, but here's why that's bankrupting you, and here's why you should sell AI operating systems as an example. All right, awesome. Now let's talk about the YouTube URL to long form script. So let's go back into n8n and let's break that one down. And so very similar to the short form script, right? It's only 3 nodes, but in this step here, I basically just told the agent how many words we are looking for, and I gave it a little bit background about my business. So I said, you know, I run an AI operating system and I run a no-code academy. And so when you make call to actions in this long form video, this is what you should be doing. And we can see on the right-hand side just how long the output can actually be. Like, this is literally around 15 minutes worth of text if I were to actually read all of this out. And so the way that we fixed that in the system prompt was, I said, the output script you provide after analyzing the video should be as long or as short as the original video was. So if you're analyzing a 15-minute video, aim to write out a script that would be 15 minutes to read out. Now, the last one I want to break down, guys, is the Twitter and LinkedIn posts, because this takes a very special type of prompt engineering. And so what I recommend doing here, guys, with the YouTube URL to Twitter, LinkedIn posts is I would recommend finding like 5 competitors or 5 creators that you're a fan of that create very engaging Twitter posts and LinkedIn posts in your niche or in your client's niche, and then literally grabbing those examples. And so what I did, right, is I went to Twitter, I went to my bookmarks, and I found some bookmarks that I was a big fan of in terms of how the creator wrote out their posts. And so, like, for example, this guy, Mike Fuisha, I don't know, hopefully I didn't mess up that name, but Mike Fusha, whatever, like, I loved the way that he wrote out this script. And so all I did was I copied this exact post and I sent it to the system prompt so that the agent had an exact example of what we were trying to create. And so yeah, that agent is right here. And so if we open up this system prompt, literally go to the bottom of the system prompt that you guys have access to, and I would say, like, here are some examples of a good Twitter / LinkedIn post format from the people in my niche. And I would just paste in that exact prompt, and then there you go. And so let's just discuss what we went over today, right? So the Analyze video by Gemini 3 allows us to streamline a lot of these operations that wasted a lot of time, cost a lot of money, and wouldn't allow us to scale. The toughest thing about a service agency in the past was that you were trading your time for the service. But with AI agents and AI workflows, we are now trading that for labor that the agents can do. And so the volume that we can create is a lot higher. And this is why one of our offers is creating 200 videos a month for a business. And previously that would have costed like $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month, because of how much volume and how much manual work would have had to been done. But now with something like this, with the 5 agents that I showed you guys today, we're going to be able to create short form videos, long form videos, short form scripts, long form scripts, and viral Twitter and LinkedIn posts just by adding in a simple YouTube URL. This is absolutely game changing, and I hope you guys come into this academy, grab this, and utilize it for your own AI agency workflows, your own creative workflows, and you start dominating alongside with me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.